You know that feeling when you stare at a shiny new outdoor kitchen gadget and wonder if you're about to waste a good chunk of cash on something that will end up gathering rust or sitting unused? I get it, especially when the price tag is high enough to make you double-check every review before you click Add to Cart. You want to be sure the piece you're adding to your patio actually fits your cooking style, your space, and your budget, not just look good on a showroom photo. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Bowl Outdoor Products Premium Outdoor Kitchen Barbecue Island Dual Fuel Countertop Pizza Oven tries to be that sweet spot between a serious pizza oven and a practical backyard accessory. It's marketed as a dual fuel unit, meaning you can hook it up to propane or wood crafted from stainless steel, and designed to bolt onto an existing island or stand alone on a countertop. That sounds great on paper, but does it hold up when you actually want to toss a margarita onto a stone deck in the middle of summer? Let's walk through what matters most to someone who actually plans to cook outdoors, and see if the hype lives up to the heat. First off, the installation. If you've already got a built-in grill or a prep island, you know the frustration of trying to fit a bulky appliance into a tight space. Bowl includes mounting hardware and a step-by-step guide that walks you through attaching the oven to a standard 2-inch thick stainless steel countertop. In my own setup, I was able to get it bolted down in under an hour with just a drill, a screwdriver, and a friend to hold the unit while I tightened the bolts. No need for a professional carpenter unless you're dealing with a custom slab. That ease of installation is a real win for DIY-oriented backyard chefs who don't want to spend extra on labor. Now, the dual fuel claim. You can hook the oven up to a propane line, which is convenient if you already have a gas grill on the island, or you can use a small wood firebox for that authentic wood-smoked crust. The conversion is as simple as swapping out a quick connect hose for a wood burner kit that bolts onto the same inlet. The real question is whether the oven maintains a consistent temperature across both fuel types. In practice, propane gives you a more predictable heat around 700 F in about 10 minutes, so you can reliably hit that 475-500 F sweet spot for Neapolitan-style pies. Wood adds a subtle smoky note but can be a bit trickier to keep the temperature steady. You'll find yourself adjusting airflow with the built-in vent to avoid hot spots. If you're comfortable managing a small fire, the wood option adds character. If you prefer set and forget, propane is the safer bet. What about the cooking surface? The interior is lined with a thick steel stone that distributes heat evenly, which is where the pizza really benefits. Users who have tried the oven report a crust that's crisp on the bottom yet chewy inside, pretty much what you'd expect from a brick oven. Because the oven sits on a countertop rather than being a full-size outdoor brick structure, you're limited to pizzas up to about 12 inches in diameter, perfect for a family gathering but not for catering a party of 20. The same size works well for roasting small vegetables, finishing a steak, or even baking a quick loaf of focaccia, making the unit more than a single-purpose gadget. One practical strength that shows up when you start using it daily is the way the stainless steel shell resists the elements. After a season of rain, sun, and occasional splatter from a nearby grill, the surface still looks clean with just a quick wipe. The material also prevents the common issue of cheap metal ovens warping under repeated heat cycles. That said, the oven does have a few trade-offs. Because it's a countertop model, the overall cooking chamber is smaller than a freestanding brick oven, which means you'll need to work a bit faster when the temperature dips, especially with wood. Also, the door hinges, while sturdy, can become stiff after a few months of exposure if you don't lubricate them occasionally. It's a small maintenance task, but something to note if you're looking for a completely hands-off experience. The price point lands around the mid-range for dual-fuel pizza ovens, and the 4.4-star rating from 151 reviewers suggests most buyers are happy, but it's worth digging into why the few dissenters might be hesitant. Some reviewers mention the learning curve of switching between propane and wood, which is understandable if you've never managed a wood fire before. Others point out that the oven's footprint takes up a decent amount of counter real estate, so you'll need to plan your island layout accordingly. If you already have a cramped prep area, you might end up sacrificing space for another grill or sink. Conversely, if you have a spacious island or a dedicated bar area, the oven integrates nicely and actually becomes a focal point.